If you have a high converting lead magnet, it will be a game changer for your business. And in this episode, I'm going to tell you 3 steps or 3 ingredients. And if you include those, your lead magnet will convert, your YouTube videos will generate leads. I'm going to start out talking about the why behind a lead magnet and why it's so important, and then I'll jump right into the 3 steps or the 3 ingredients that your lead magnet must have to be really successful. Your lead magnet is the entrance point for your sales funnel. Okay, the first step is them coming to your YouTube video, right? They've done a search on YouTube, they find your video, they're seeing you for the first time, they might come back and watch another video or another video. Well, they're never going to transition to your website and to your sales funnel without a call to action. The lead magnet makes a call to action really easy. It takes the pressure off. It makes it so that the amount of leads that you get, instead of having 1 million people that find you on YouTube and one of them goes to your website, typically we'll have numbers like this. You'll have 100 views on an episode and 10 people will join your email list when you have a really good lead magnet. So I'm going to start with a terrible example, something that we hear all the time, but that it doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked for decades, okay? So it's, hey, be sure to subscribe to my email list, or be sure to subscribe to my email newsletter. You're gonna love it. Can you think of the last time that you signed up for somebody's email newsletter and that was all that was included? But you can probably think of a lot of lists that you've subscribed to in the last many months where people have offered you a gift. Maybe you've watched a video or you've seen them speak on stage and they've given you a lot of value. And then they say, you know what, I've got a free resource. It's a shortcut. It's a checklist that will help you remember everything that we talked about. Or it's a free book. Everything that I've taught you today, you'll go into way more detail in this book. Or I've got a recorded webinar. It's an hour long and you'll learn this inside and out. So some type of valuable gift that you're giving it away, and we call it a lead magnet because it's magnetic. People want it. When they've heard from you, they've gotten value, they now trust you to a degree, they have a relationship to a degree with you, and then you're offering them something of even higher value that they'll be able to take with them so they can implement this even more, and you're giving it to them for free in exchange for their name and their email. So now as we transition into those 3 steps or 3 ingredients, keep in mind they're not interested in joining your email list. Okay, what they want is help, or they want your support. They came to you with a need. That's why they found you on YouTube. That's why they're watching your video. They had a need, and if you can better support that need or help them, then they're gonna love it and they're going to join your email list. So ingredient number 1 is what you're giving them needs to have a high perceived value. So it needs to solve some sort of problem or perhaps save them time. It needs to help them overcome their challenge or teach them the steps that they're missing. I'm trying to think of a poor example. I mean, I've heard of people saying, well, I'll give you the first chapter of my book. That doesn't excite me so much because I want the whole book. What am I going to do with the chapter? I know that it's a gimmick, like, oh, I'm going to suck you in with chapter 1 and then you're going to have to buy my book. Another one that's not too appealing to me is a white paper. I mean, a white paper can be a great lead magnet, but if you were just to say it like, hey, and I've got a white paper, if you want to click the link below, I'll give that to you for free. What it is, it has to be valuable, and perhaps the first chapter of your book is valuable. I mean, if J.K. Rowling was writing a new book, a new Harry Potter book, and she had finished chapter 1, and she said, you know what, chapter 1 is done, and I know the book's not done, but if you fill out your name and email below, I will send you chapter 1 right now for free. So it is going to have high value, but in most cases I would say not, or a white paper. In most cases, that's pretty boring to me. And it needs to be valuable to you. Like if you understand, like, yeah, if I had this, if somebody gave it to me, it would be really valuable. Think about it as much as you can from their perspective. Like if they don't know you, if you have some acronym or some system or tool that you've created and the name of this gift is the name of that thing and they don't really understand it. For example, I've got my leaf strategy. If people don't know the tree analogy that I teach and they don't know what my leaf strategy is, and I say, I've got a free gift for you, it's my leaf strategy guide. Go ahead and click the link below, right? So we're actually moving on to the second ingredient. The first one is what you're giving has to have high value and it has to have high perceived value. They have to really understand it. And by that, you've got to give it a good name and a good description. You've got to sell it. So even if what I'm giving is a white paper, you've got to give it a really amazing name. I mean, I could publish a white paper that's the 6 steps that took me from broke to billionaire, right? So a name can go a long way, and I just made that up. I'm pretty good at this stuff. But know that some items in themselves, if you say, I'm gonna give you my book, I mean, people understand what a book is. It's tangible. If it's a download, yeah, I've got a free download for you. But if you might call it a guide or a roadmap, sometimes words in some scenarios like roadmap might sound super valuable, and other it might sound not so valuable or cheesy. So just play around with some words. I'll give you an example. Michelle Villalobos, we were filming, and I had not done my job of preparing her with having her call to action ready. And we wanted to make sure that these videos were effective. And so it's like, okay, she says, I can create a lead magnet. I've got a lot of stuff that I can put together that my audience would love. What we were missing is a name. We played around with one word at a time. So with money, we talked about money or revenue or earnings or finance. We ended up choosing the word monetize. So we're like, okay, we like the word monetize. Let's write that down. Let's move on to the next word. What about monetize your business? Monetize your life? With her brand, we actually settled in on the word magic. So monetize your magic. That might not work for everyone, but it worked for her. Okay, so that's kind of like the process. Monetize your magic, what? The Monetize Your Magic book? It wasn't a book. A Monetize Your Magic download? That kind of sounds boring. We came up with playbook. So the Monetize Your Magic playbook. What that also did for Michelle is she could talk about a lot of different things, from branding and logo design to appearance and presentation, to marketing video, lots of different things that she talks about. And she could, at the end of her videos, say, if you've enjoyed what you've learned in this video, I've got an entire section on this in my Monetize Your Magic playbook. In fact, this playbook will help you, and she could paint the picture of what that playbook is. And so it needs to have a great name. And then the third one I've kind of hinted at already. You've got to be able to sell it. So you need to have something valuable. You need to give it a valuable sounding name, and then you really need to sell it. So if you get to the end of your video and you say, all right, if you found value in this video, I've got a free gift for you. It's called my Monetize Your Magic playbook. We'll see you later. Or just go ahead and click the link below. But I could go into detail, and let me give a real one that applies to me. It's my free plus shipping book. So if you found value in learning about lead magnets and you really want to understand how to succeed on YouTube, I've got a free gift for you. It's a book, and it's a book that I'm going to give to you for free. I've spent the last 2 years working on this book, packing everything that I've learned through the many dozens of channels that I produce and the millions and millions of dollars that we generate monthly because of these YouTube channels. If you want to learn how to do that and how to use YouTube to generate leads for your business, then you need to read or listen to this book. So it's called A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube, and I want to ship you a copy of this book for free as long as you pay the shipping cost, okay? So go to natesyoutubebook.com and you pay the shipping costs, and I'll send you that book as my gift to you. All right, and as a bonus, because this is a video about lead magnets and you're probably wanting a little bit more information, I've got another lead magnet that I'll share with you here that people really value, and it's actually at a link called natesfreetraining.com. What it is, when I get asked to speak and present to groups and teach my strategy, typically I'll have 2 or 2.5 hours with them. There's a lot of information that I cover. Well, I found a way of packing it all down into a 32-minute training, and I've set it up at natesfreetraining.com. It's free to watch. If you want to really understand this strategy in more detail, or if there's other people that you think, man, this would really change their business, if they could really leverage YouTube to generate leads in their business, it would really benefit them, then send the link to them, natesfreetraining.com, and we'll see you there.